Hello everyone. In today's video, I wanted to talk about the number one mistake I find people make when they try to lose weight. And a big part of this comes from the general idea that comes from the fitness industry currently, and also the nutrition industry as well. It's very heavily focused on this whole idea of calories in, calories out, which has its merit. I'm not going to sit here and deny the laws of thermodynamics. But the idea that they go about, which is, oh yeah, just calories in, calories out, there's too much emphasis on that. And as a result, people think, oh, okay, so I need to be consuming less, fewer calories, and moving more, and I just need to keep on tipping that scale enough, and then eventually I'll lose weight and get to my dream state and my dream body. And a problem with this is that they become afraid of food. They become afraid to eat things. And for many people, typically women, unfortunately, it can lead to different forms of disordered eating. So one of the things I want to address is this sort of greater attention towards calories and food portions and all that stuff, and also this fear of food that people have when they are on, fat loss diets or weight loss diets, that I think that we need to change. Because with this focus on quantity of food, I think the shift should be more so on the quality of food. And I think when you make this change be the first change you make in your fat loss or weight loss or even just health journey in general, if you change the quality of your food, it'll be far easier to change the quantity of your food in the long run. Because yes, the amount of food you eat, yes, does play a big role. If you overeat, you can be eating the best foods on the planet. If you overeat them, you will put on weight. That is just a fact of the world. So it is a matter of then saying, okay, what's the best course of action to address this? And when you consume higher quality foods, and also the right higher quality foods in the right amounts, you will find that you can still eat satiating amounts and very satiating amounts of food and lose weight. Crazy idea, I know. But this is what I want to focus on, in that higher quality foods should be the first thing that you focus on, and then you will no longer have this fear of food or this worry about calorie restriction. You'll be covered in that sense. And here's the other reason why I don't think that you should be afraid of food when you are on when you're trying to lose weight. And it's because when you're too afraid of food and you cut down the amount you eat too much, you then are not able to also build muscle. And that's a very important thing to have, because when you have more muscle, you burn more energy just by sitting, just by doing your day-to-day stuff. You watching this video, having more muscle will mean that you are burning more watching this video. And when you are burning more consistently throughout the day, you are then going to be able to not only eat more, but lose weight while you eat a little bit more. Now, here's the tough thing, is that building a lot of muscle is not an easy thing to do. However, if you support your body in the way it needs to be supported in order to build muscle, you won't have this problem. And a lot of that stems from a training right, but then also feeding your body enough to supply it with nutrients necessary to grow and recover, which I think is a very, very important thing, not just for weight loss and fat loss and all that stuff, but just for health in general. Having more muscle, and obviously within not in the extremes, but having more muscle is always better than having too little muscle. Because too little muscle might mean that you're not strong enough in certain areas. It might mean that you're not metabolically optimized and able to process different energy systems. So like processing carbohydrates, your proteins, your fats, all those things are not going to be optimized in a good position. And also, likely, a lot of people want to have certain bodies when they're training. You're not going to look the way you want to look. So why not build muscle, help yourself lose the weight, and then on top of that, look good. So that's kind of the idea that I want to get in this video, is that you shouldn't be afraid of food when you're trying to lose weight. Use food to your advantage. And so let's talk about what are some foods you can consume, or what foods you should be focusing on in order to lose weight and be healthy and be able to build muscle on top of that altogether. So the foods that I recommend, and the ones that I live by and stick by wholeheartedly, are as such, and it goes in this order. Primarily, good quality, healthy meats and meat organs if you can, eggs, then good dairy, high quality dairy and all of these should be from grass-fed, grass-finished beef, or meat sources like lamb or beef or whatever. And then the eggs should come from pasture-raised chickens. The milk, again, should come from grass-fed, grass-finished beef or cows. And then fruits, and then vegetables. I put fruits over vegetables because fruits have the same vitamin and mineral benefits that vegetables can have, but they also are a very good source of carbohydrates. People might think, oh, there's sugar in there. Yes, there is sugar in there, but it's sugar in a different form, coming from a very natural source, as opposed to if you were to have table sugar or any other processed sugar like high fructose corn syrup or anything of the sort. Two very, very different things. And also, for the volume of fruit that you consume, for the amount of sugar that's in there, you will be full. And I challenge you to put on grossly unnecessary amounts of fat while consuming too much fruit. I challenge you to do that. If it happens, then come to me and I'll rest my case. But until then, not happening. So those are the foods that I recommend. And if you can consume those foods and you do so consistently and in good quantities too, you don't have to be cutting back too much. If you do that, you will find that your body is going to be thriving. It's going to feel good. Weight's going to be coming off. And if you're training, your body's not going to feel too sore because you're supplying it with all the necessary things you need to be supplying it with in order to grow and recover. So those are the basic ideas behind this big mistake that people make with dieting, is that they overemphasize quantity and underemphasize quality. And I think if we flip that and focus more on the quality of our food rather than the quantity, A, we will lead to better weight loss, but B, we will lead to healthier weight loss and avoid unnecessary things like disordered eating, fatigue, or anything of the sort. So this is kind of another idea I want to challenge and change with these videos, so that we all feel better, we all look better, and we're all happier and more content in our lives. So I'm gonna leave this video here. Thank you for watching. And if you have any questions on how you can do this, implement this in your life, please feel free to reach out, comment down below any questions, reach out to me on Instagram. My Instagram is always in the description. And I'm always happy to help someone out with this, because I've benefited a lot from this, and I hope that I can help other people benefit from this as well. So thank you for watching, especially up until the end, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks.